we were not ready. But even though meeting started, but this time meeting started, but we never thought of if this thing will happen, how we are going to react. That proves the point. Before I go to end, there is always option B. Thing is, you need to sit calmly and think what going forward. Because always run. Time never stops for anyone. Train never stops for anyone. We are the guy who need to go to the platform, wait for the right train, wait for the right time, and go to your destination. This is what the goal, and this is what the option B. So I was talking about 3 P's, this psychologist Martin Seligman suggested. 3 P's are personalization, perceiveness, and permanence. When I talk about personalization, when any incident or any challenge happens, the belief that we are at fault. We always started blaming ourselves. This happened because of me. If I could have done anything, I could have saved him. I could have saved that moment. Second is pervasiveness, the belief that this event will affect for all area of my life. And third is permanence, is the belief that the aftershocks of the event will last forever. But these 3 P's also suggest the way forward, how to come out of it. So I talked about all these 3 P's in my letter during this whole session. We'll talk more about that. Let's take the meeting forward. And today also, as our Toastmaster meeting syllabus goes, we will have prepared speech session, table topic, and general evaluation. So without delay, let me call the general evaluator of the day. Let me tell you, he is engineer by education. He's a motivational speaker. He's a VP education at Salt Lake Toastmaster Club and a veteran Toastmaster. And I'm privileged, I had certain conversation with him, the kind of person he is. The way he talks, that really inspired. When I asked him about what option B means to you, he said, B means backup plan. In his work life, whenever any technical glitch or technical solution fails that was based on option B, I had to go for option B. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, let's have a good round of applause and welcome our general evaluator of the day, who is enthusiastic, dynamic Toastmaster Anutosh. Welcome, Toastmaster Anutosh.
Please keep the applause going for the effervescent Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh. Thank you so much for this wonderful introduction. Just like how Toastmaster Rupesh introduced me from the technical point of view, let me share something which I generally do in my non-technical time or in my leisure time, to be precise. So there is a web series that currently goes on in Amazon Prime. I love that web series for somehow, and that is NCIS, Naval Criminal Investigative Service. And it has a total of 18 seasons, and currently I am so much bugged into or totally into that web series that currently within, let's say, almost 20 days or so, I have reached to season 12, and each season has got almost 24 episodes. So that is the kind of craze that I'm having with that series. Now over there also, what I see is, since they are mostly of Marines, so they don't have that kind of option B always, because they believe in whatever they have set their targets, they try to accomplish that way. And they mostly believe in creating their own luck. they don't go for looking out for opportunities. They create opportunities. And many a times we do require that kind of a process. We do require to create our opportunities, but that's not the whole point. When I first understood what Toastmaster Rupesh was trying to say about that option B book, it is more related to definitely those three P's, and definitely I can relate to what that book option B and NCIS has in common. So one thing that I definitely look forward in my life as well is how to how to have that perseverance, and how to go on to create such opportunities. And these opportunities will come by when we take our own work ethics, be it in the professional area or in the social area, or likewise in these kind of meetings, the way we can take a notch up to our own work ethics, that will show us how much good we can be comparing to ourselves only. And just like this, NCIS has got, means if anyone would have seen this NCIS for at least one of the episodes, they will find that for some reason there is a team which has got one leader, and the leader works with only 3 of its members. Always there have been certain issues causing the death or expiration of one of the team members, but still, as of season 12 as well, we have got 3 members. And similarly, in my team as well, today we will be going ahead with those 3 members who will be helping me out in today's meeting overall. So starting off with, can I call upon my first team member, Toastmaster Vishal, who will be taking care of the timing of each of the speeches today and the speakers. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and dear guests. I'm Toastmaster Vishal, and today I'll be playing the role of a timer. I will keep track of all the 3 sections: prepared speech sections, table topic section, and evaluation sections. For prepared speech section, time limit is 5 to 7 minutes, and for table topic section, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes, and for evaluation section, time limit is for table topic section, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes, and for evaluation section, time limit is 2 to 3 minutes, and for if there is any icebreaker, there is a time limit of 4 to 6 minutes. I will show green cards on minimum time, yellow card on min time, and red card on maximum time. I will show. I'll present my report when called upon to do so by General Evaluator. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. In addition to what Toastmaster Vishal said, there is also one other thing. For each of the different sections, we will have a grace period of 30 seconds, both on the lower and the upper side. And only for the table topic section, we will have the grace period of 30 seconds on the upper side only. There is nothing, no grace period at the lower side. So each table topic speaker will have to speak for at least 1 minute to get qualified for the voting. Okay, next we move on with the R counter, Toastmaster Sumit. Can we please have a round of applause for Toastmaster Sumit to share his responsibility?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. So nobody likes interruptions, whether it is in music, movies, or in a speech. But in a speech, it is the speaker who causes those interruptions by using the crutch words. And my role as an R counter will be to jot down those crutch words like so you know, basically. And I will be also taking a note of repetitions, short pauses, and long pauses. and I will present my report in the end. I hope no speaker made my list, and I wish everyone all the best. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Great. Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. And I am myself glad to see you after a long, long time. Moving on with the last but not the least team member from my team, and that will be Toastmaster Ayush, who will share his responsibilities as the wordmaster and grammarian for this meeting. Please help me welcome Toastmaster Ayush.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, dear guests, fellow Toastmasters. I'm Toastmaster Ayush, and today I will be playing the role of grammarian. My role as a grammarian is to pay close attention to the use of good users of English and not so good users of English, and to provide constructive feedback for improvement. I would also like to introduce the word of the day, which is gallant, which is brave or courageous. Synonyms of the word is brave, bold, courageous. And examples would be, she made a gallant effort to hide her tears. The gallant soldiers lost their lives so that peace might reign again. When I heard the topic for the day, this is the word which came to my mind, because you need to be brave in your life at that point of time when everything is not working in your favor. I would request all the speakers to use the word of the day as frequent as you could. Every time a speaker uses the word of the day, they would be rewarded with a virtual applause. I will provide my report at the end of the meeting when called upon to do so. All the best to all the speakers. Thank you so much. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush. I love this word of the day, gallant, mainly because whenever I see those NCIS episodes, I always feel that they are literally gallant Marines out there who are investigating the different scenarios or different cases. But when we come up on the stage, we are also gallant because we are actually comparing with ourselves. We are competing with ourselves, and it is always a battle out there in our consciousness to fight and to see us through in front of an audience. So that is why I wish all the speakers today ahead all the gallant speakers today, I wish them all the luck. Thank you so much, and over to you, Toastmaster Rupesh.
Let's the applaud going on for gallant Toastmaster Anutos, General Evaluator, and his team. Now it's time to call the first evaluator of our first speaker. When I connected the first evaluator and asked about option B, he says, जो मन का हो अच्छा, जो ना हो और अच्छा. That means whatever coming in your heart is fine, it's happening fine, not happening, it's also okay. That recalls me the two lines of Mangal Singh Suman. He wrote, न जीत में न हार में किंचित नहीं भयभीत में कर्तव्य पथ पे जो मिला ये भी सही वो भी सही. That means I never fear for my victory or whatever goes on negative side. Whatever come in my path, I'll accept it happily and I'll move forward. So, and he quotes, in his quote, I was working with KPMG. I had to leave job due to personal reason. But what follows is a journey towards entrepreneur's dream. That was his option B, which he never thought when he had personal problem. But option B came, or might be he's more than happy rather than he's serving someone, he is giving some job to someone. His thought process, his way way he looks the world. He started his path. I'll wish him good luck, and I'll welcome Toastmaster Sheetal to read the objective for the speech. Let's
Thank
applaud
you.
going on.
Thank you. Please keep the applause going for our gallant Toastmaster of the day. He's totally charming and looking as handsome as he has ever looked. So now the speaker in question is Toastmaster Isika, and she is delivering her project, Knowing Your Leadership Style. The purpose statement is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style or styles. The purpose of the speech is for the member to share some aspect of his or her primary leadership style or discuss leadership styles in general. Timer, please note, the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes. Over to the Toastmaster of the day.
Let's the applaud going on for Toastmaster Sheetal. Now it's time to call our first speaker. First speaker has been a Toastmaster since 2018. She's going to attempt level 2 project, understanding your leadership style on research and presentation mastery. She is mentored by the DTM Arnav Nag. She is known Toastmaster and was an Area K3 table topic champion in 2019 and 2000. When I asked the speaker about option B means to you, she said that option B for me is the second best option when option A is closed for the same work. Let's welcome Toastmaster Sika for her speech titled A Leader Who Follows Toastmaster Sika.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rupesh. But before starting, I'll just want to make sure if I'm audible and visible properly. I'll also request if it's okay for the timer to once share his screen so that I can be aware of how the timer cards are shown. And if it's okay, it would not be a trouble. Okay, perfect. Thank you so much. I need to follow my people. Am I not your leader? This quote by Sir Benjamin Disraeli, according to me, brings out the essence of leadership. Good evening, everyone, Toastmaster of the day, and my fellow leaders. More often than not, leadership is associated with leading, being in the front, taking the charge. And why will it not be? Leadership literally starts with the word lead. So naturally, whenever someone is starting their leadership journey, they start it with this mindset. I have to be the torchbearer, the trailblazer, the commander, the boss, the omniscient. And so naturally, I thought I am not a leader. I'm a very different kind of person. I'm extrovert, but I'm shy. I can talk non-stop, but I like listening. I want to lead, but I like following. Going by the traditional definition, I am stuck right at the middle, neither here nor there. So the first time I took a leadership position to a vice president membership of Elite Toastmasters Club, I did not take anyone in my team. Yes, you heard me right. I was a leader with no team to lead. It was because I did not know how I would lead them. I knew I could do my job properly, but asking a group of people to help me do my own job sounded like an imposition to me. 6 months in that position went by. I completed my job with a little difficulty, but 100% dedication, and I did my part well. But I also understood that my leadership style, in which I chose not to lead, was not practical. It took me an entire year to change my mindset. Then I took up the role of Vice President Education. This time I had 3 people in my team. I was progressing, but obviously not a lot. Even though I had a team, I did not like asking them to do any of the work. I obviously did not want to interfere with their day to day routine. So all my work requests would go like, can you please find the auxiliary role, please? Please, if it's okay and I mean you're not too busy, only if you can, it's not a compulsion. Please. My teammates needed more time to peel off all the requesting and understand the work than they needed to do the work itself. But nonetheless, I was progressing. Obviously, it was far from perfection, but it was a start. 3 months later came my HPL project, and I decided to organize a storytelling competition with that. I knew this was going to be a mammoth task, and it will only be successful by effective leadership. But I was not a leader. How will I do it? Filled with self doubt and reluctance, I formed a group of some strong, amazing, powerful members and leaders. They were maestros in their respective fields. We started the journey. I told myself, Ishika, who you are does not have to be your leadership style. You're someone who values her people, their opinions, and their ideas. So you should help them share it with everyone. You should help in facilitation of the sharing. Trying to carry each and every individual on your back throughout the journey will do little good to you as well as to them. As a leader, you just have to show the way. And that's exactly what I did. I showed the way, and my talented team very innovatively took the path. There were moments when my team made me realize that there's an even more effective route than the one I showed, and I followed them. With collaboration, suggestion, innovation, a little leadership, but a lot of following. Wizards was a huge success. And not only as a competition, but also as the start of the making of a new leader. When I took the leadership quiz in the Toastmasters portal, I found out that I am a democratic leader. And I was like, that's a shocker. I always knew I had it in me to be a leader, but I just did not understand what kind of leader I was. Even after reading about various leadership styles, I could not pick one for me. It is now that I know why is it so. A leader cannot be bounded by some established definitions. You and I are not the same. My experiences and my value systems are very different than yours. So even though we both might be democratic leaders, the way we lead will never be the same. You know what kind of leader you are. You need to introspect and understand more about yourself. You need to know who you are, what you want, what do you believe in. I know I'm one of those leaders who understands her people, what they want, why they want it, who takes into consideration their ideas and often implements them after proper scrutiny. I'm a leader who does not mind giving the reins to my people sometimes. I'm a leader who follows. Do you know what kind of leader you are, Toastmaster of the day?
Let's the applaud going on for veteran Toastmaster Isika Agrawal, who given a speech on leadership style. Isika, trust me, after listening you, I can recall the only one line. Like, who is the leader? Leader who believes in himself or herself. So there is a quote called मैं अकेले चला था ढूंढने मंजिल मगर लोग आते गए कारवां बनता गया. So you have trust on you. Even people are not believing. Start the journey. People will follow you. Very well done, Isika. Again, once more, clap for you. So now it's time to call the second evaluator of our second speak to explain the objective of the project. When I discussed with him regarding option B, he says currently option B for him is work from home instead of regular office and keeping watch on team members. So currently, in sarcastic way, he says, currently he's doing nothing, he's sitting at home, just he's watching his teammates are working effectively or just showing they are busy. He's chartered accountant by profession, he proved himself in his field, and for option B, for his improving communication style, he's a Toastmaster since a long time. Let's welcome, inviting Toastmaster Amrish to reading the objective of the speech.
Good evening, everyone. The purpose of this project is for the member to learn or review basic research methods and present a well-organized, well-researched speech on any topic. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Keep the plot going on for Toastmaster Amrish Bhavania. The second speaker has been a Toastmaster for past 11 months. He is going to attempt the project 3 of level 1 on research and presentation. He is mentored by one of the veteran Toastmaster Panna Rasmi Ray. I've personally seen her to deliver speeches on a very stage, and she is growing tremendously as a speaker in the Toastmaster journey. She won third prize in animation and filming all over India and was second runner-up in the Evaluation Club context. She successfully led and managed debate initiatives. When I asked her, the speaker, about the option B means to you, she said that option B for me is the second best option when option A is closed for the same work. Let's welcome Toastmaster Silpa for a speech titled Change Its Constant, Toastmaster Silpa.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. Shaktiman, Shaktiman, Shaktiman. Do you remember it? I do. When I was a kid, I used to wait for Sundays. And when Sunday came, I used to sit and watch Shaktiman with my siblings. Those were the days when a scene in a family was somewhat like this. Once in a week, serial like Ramayana, Mahabharat, or a film every Saturday used to be telecast on TV, and the whole family used to sit together to watch it. Cricket was something that gathered the whole locality at one place. Then came a time when we had daily soaps, and around 7 p.m., kids used to be like, Mom, feeling very hungry, please give something to eat. And moms were like, wait, let the Kahani Ghar Ghar Ki finish, or let the ad come. We all smile when we recall those days. Things changed over time as technology evolved. The way we watch TV has changed. Nowadays, we all sit with our phone in our own personal space and watch web series, movies, TV serials without advertisement. We also provide spoilers over social media handles. Still, everyone downloads or watch it online. As a result, TV's business model was under pressure to change. Traditional TV viewership has been rocked by the digital content and OTT platforms. OTT, meaning over the top media service. It's a streaming media service offered directly to viewers via internet. 7-8 years ago, digital content was considered an abstract idea, but it no longer is. Do you know that there are currently 40 providers of over the top media services? In 2018, OTT market was worth rupees 21.5 billion in India, and its value grew to 35 billion in 2019. The first dependent Indian OTT platform was Big Flicks, launched by Reliance Entertainment in 2008. Did you know in 2012 we had only two OTT platforms? And now in 2021 we have more than 40 OTT platforms that are continuously turning interesting content. To name a few, we have Sony Live, Amazon Prime, Netflix, Hotstar, and a whole list of others that I'm sure you guys are aware of. As per online report, an average individual spends more than 70 minutes a day watching videos on these platforms. That too with a single session of 40 minutes, say one episode of a series. And we do watch sometimes more than one episode, right? So, what type do you know that around 37 to 50 years of age, people consume the same amount of time on digital platform as an individual of 25 would. So, what is the content that they really consume? Two words to describe it, that is regional content. An average individual between 25 years to 50 years are spending more time on watching regional content. So regional content is the key for OTT platform trending. About 64% of the content is consumed in Hindi, followed by Tamil, English, Malayalam, Tamil, etc. A lot of household from a time when we have a big box in front of us and watch quietly sitting at one place. Now we are at a time when we had choices, what to watch, where to watch, and when to watch. A lot of household had cut down the DTH cable, that is direct to home. And now we have modes from DTH to Fire Sticks to Chromecast and to smart TVs. So many options, right? Surely, in this upgradation, we lost that fun of family get togethers. But again, that must be the case also when televisions came in existence. Before that, people may used to sit together and do chit chat for their entertainment. This example of changing TV to OTT gives us a life lesson, and that is life is about moving forward. Everything has its time and everything ends. In order to grow, we leave something behind. Change is not pleasant, but change is constant. Only when we change and grow, we see a world that we never knew. What do you think, Toastmaster of the day?
Keep the applaud going on for Toastmaster Silpa, who give an insight of how change bring prosperity. She took example of social media. My dear friend, what I learned from her speech is there is nothing permanent in this world except change. And also, change always brings opportunity, like she already explained how earlier only two platforms are there, and in 2020-21, how many platforms are available. That means that brings opportunity for we all, and definitely it changed the way you look your life, your future. My dear friend, the time now to call our third speaker. And before calling the third speaker, I would like to call the evaluator of the third speaker to read the objective of the project. As per his opinion, option B is something we have and make every second of our life. A second option is not a problem, but our choices can either lead to a problem or avoid the problem. With that thought process, let's welcome the evaluator, Toastmaster Chitij.
Hello, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and Toastmaster Manisha. Today, the speaker is attempting her first ever speech, which is the icebreaker, also termed as the toughest speech in a Toastmasters journey. Tough because here the speaker has to summarize all the major life events in just 4 to 6 minutes. The purpose of this speech is for the member to introduce herself to the club and to learn the basic structure of a public speech. Mr. Timer, please note that the time limit of this speech is 4 to 6 minutes. With this, I wish all the very best to the speaker, and over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Rupesh.
Keep the applaud going for Toastmasters Chitij. The third speaker, she's chartered accountant and has been a Toastmaster for last 5 months. She's going to attempt level 1 speech from the project 1. When I asked the speaker about option B means to you, she told option B means to stay calm when option A doesn't work and not to panic. When you figure out the way to proceed. And she also quotes, she uses option B when her kid not keep her calm, to remain silent. She is mentored by, again, veteran Toastmaster Panna Rasmi Ray. So let's welcome Toastmaster Manisha with a speech titled Dream It to Live It. Toastmaster Manisha, dream it to live it.
Thank you, Toastmasters of the day. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and my dear guest. As I am standing here today to give my icebreaker, I am very excited to walk you all through my journey of life. Born and brought up in Kolkata, third child of my parents, younger to two siblings and elder to one. So just to ensure that I don't lose out attention of my parents being the middle child, I used to throw a lot of tantrums. I was very choosy when it comes to eating, dressing, or talking to people. I used to go to school with my elder brother, and he used to be fed up with my tantrums that I won't do this, I won't go from here, I won't sit in this transport. And he used to come home and complain every day that he won't take me with him from the next day. But nevertheless, I was an obedient child too, because of which, from a tender age of 5.5 years, I started staying with my aunt, as my mom and my aunt had rotational shifts of staying in Kolkata. Okay, let me clarify this to you all. So, our native place is a small village named Sinthal in the Bikaner district of Rajasthan. My grandfather had set up his business over here, and my father and my uncle, they had their business over here, and my grandparents, when they grew old, they went back to our native place. So my mom would take care of them for 6 months of the year, and my aunt for the next 6 months of the year. But the children used to stay here for their studies, and we used to go there during vacations. And this arrangement continued till my grandfather was there. So, also, this arrangement made me quite sincere, as I did not want to trouble my aunt because even she had small children. Gradually, this sincerity transformed into good grades. I was a shy and a reserved child in school. So, as such, I never had any complaints from my teachers. So, as I improved, my grades improved from an average student, I moved to the top 5 clan. I became more active in school, and I really had fun in my school life with my small set of friends. I feel this gave me the confidence to break the old norms and set some new standards for my family. Being from a typical conservative Marwadi family, where girls were not allowed to pursue higher studies and they were getting married right after their school got over, I was the first girl child of my house who had attended college out of my 8 buas and one elder sister. Yes, you heard me correct. My grandparents had 10 children. I have seen my family changing over years, and I can proudly boast today that my family is one of the most progressive family where they have, be it educating their children, be it taking children their own career paths, or intercaste marriages, or elders taking opinion from younger ones. I know studying was my right, but I feel myself privileged that I never had to fight for it. Surprisingly, when along with college, I didn't know what to do next. I saw some of my friends doing the chartered accountancy course. I did a little bit of research on it and I jumped on the bandwagon. Gradually, I developed interest in it. And with gallant efforts, I made to it and I became a chartered accountant in May 2012. Now, my next dream was to look for a good job in a multinational corporation. And fortunately, I got placed for my first job at Accenture Business Services in Bangalore. I was allowed to go there only because my brother was staying there. So when I had to, but I was very excited to explore this new city. When I had gone there, I made new friends. I was very much enjoying my workplace and I look forward to go there every day. Gradually, my parents started looking for an alliance for me and I got engaged. Since my fiance was from Kolkata, I had to quit my job and I came back to the city of joy and was happily married in January 2014. But one thing was uncertain whether I'll be able to relive my dream to start with my professional career again. Finally, then my grandfather in law encouraged me to pursue my dreams. And with that, I started with my profession again and I joined PwC. When I became a mother of a notorious boy named Naksh, who is 4 years old now, I was struggling a bit, but here I am now, a confident and an independent woman, balancing both my personal and professional life. I would say never stop dreaming. Only if you dream it, you can live it. Because when you dream, you know what you have to do in life to turn it into reality. Well, this was my journey. But if you must have noticed, I missed on something which is there in everyone's journey. Any guesses? Well, hobbies. Till now, I'm unable to identify that what are my actually favorite hobbies. I enjoy doing a lot of things painting, traveling, dancing, coin collection, but I wasn't too passionate about any of these. And I see its repercussions now. Whenever I have to introduce myself, I have to think every time that what is my favorite hobby. And probably I forget what I selected the last time. I hope I discover it soon. Thank you, and over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
What a inspiring and gallant speech, Manisa. Really, it inspired me. Really, I totally started believing if you need to live it, dream it. Again, I can recall the slogan called कौन कहता है आसमां में छेद नहीं हो सकता एक पत्थर तो तबीयत से उछालो यारो means who says there can't be a hole in the sky. If you want to do it, have faith on yourself and throw the stone. This is from where the life starts. Really appreciate your encouragement and inspiring story, Manisa. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, now if we talk about our 3 P's, which I explained, first P was personalization. Whenever any event or any challenge, when a tough time comes, as I told earlier, we started blaming ourselves. This is what Shreyal also explained in her book. She started blaming herself when she lost her husband. She thought she could have saved her when her husband Dave fell from the treadmill machine. But she was not right because her brother, he was a doctor. When the report came, it was saying something else because he was doing exercise, but same time Dave died due to the cardiac arrhythmia caused by coronary artery disease. There's something else, and friction of second, he died. There was no option for Cheryl to save her or find her. Thing which we need in practical, as you will, the time you will not started blaming yourself, more you realize not everything in the world is terrible. Might be sometime nothing in your hand. Option B is always ready for you. So rather than blaming yourself, focus what is the next step around. Might be it is available in front of you. Because you started blaming yourself, you will not be able to visualize. This is about the first personalization. Whenever problem comes, people do, and definitely slowly you will adopt that. So rest of the two P's I'll explain later. Now it's time for our second event, that is a table topic, impromptu speak. That is what the Toastmaster make you the good leader. Whenever you go, certain topics will come, and if you are not ready, you are not going to treat it as a good leader. Even you know the topic, don't know the topic, you need to speak, you need to be opt, you need to be prompt. This is what this frame of Toastmaster teaches us. So, for this table topic master, when I connected her and asked about what option B means to you, she told that option B means an alternate option, and she believes in life there is an alternate option for everything. She uses that alternate option every day. With the breakfast time, she always choose option to snooze and stop, and she misses the breakfast. But option B, which is sleep, is more important for her. So this is also, you can see your life. What is important, based on your thing, you will choose the option. My dear friends, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the gallant table topic master of the day. Just guess, I think she's in the screen. Shraddha Lama, Toastmaster Shraddha Lama as table topic master of the day.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. So here I am for this table topic session. And as we all know, this is one of the most fun sessions where we ask our volunteers to speak impromptu. Basically, we focus on 4 important communication skills: listening, thinking, organizing, and delivering. Today, I bring to you all the table topics where I firmly believe that you have to wear your thinking hat, and definitely will make you a gallant speaker with all the communication skills. Uh, Before proceeding forward, I would also like to mention the timings once again for everybody's information. In a table topic speech, you have minimum 1 minute and maximum 2 minutes with 30 seconds of grace time. For a guest, you can choose the next topic. For an existing Toastmaster, you have to speak on the topic we give. I would urge all my speakers, all the Toastmasters and the guests to volunteer for this table topic session speech. As we've been talking about option A and option B, I have for you a lot of options. There is going to be multiple options in front of you. So I would urge all the speakers to come forward and give your name in the chat box for volunteering for the speech. And also I would like to reiterate the word of the day, that is gallant. I would urge everyone to use this word as much as possible in your speech, in the table topic speech. So can I have a few volunteers? A hand raise or a name in the chat box will help me. If you do not volunteer, then I have to pick up names. I would not like to do that. Once again, urging all the speakers, the topics are about life, because we have been talking about options of life. So it's going to be easy because everybody will be able to relate to the topics. So we have Kshitij, who has volunteered first. So I would like to call him on the screen. Unmute yourself, Kshitij. As I said earlier, we have a lot of options in today's table topic session. So in front of you, Kshitij, is our four options: option A, B, C, D, and 1, 2, 3, 4. Please pick one for yourself.
Um, uh, well,
1, 2,
I'll go
3,
for
4. B.
B.
So
Yes.
here is your topic. I will display the topic and then announce it. After that, I'll stop sharing the screen. So this is your topic, Kshitij. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Toastmaster Kshitij.
Well, hello, fellow Toastmasters, dear guests, and table topic master. Thank you for giving me this chance. Imagination. Well, what comes in your mind when you hear this term? Something. This is a power, if I believe, a special power which every human has here in this mankind. Imagination helps you to achieve. Imagination at first helps us to define a picture in our mind about a thing that we want to achieve. Without imagining one thing, anything, we can't actually think of living it. The best example being a dream. If you don't dream about something, you won't be able to get what you really want to achieve. So, imagination helps us in bringing our thoughts into a reality. Um, well, that's all from my side. Thank you. Sorry for the abrupt ending.
Thank you so much, Kshitij. I definitely I am impressed by the gallant volunteership for the speech. We have the next volunteer, Toastmaster Amrish. Could you unmute yourself? Yeah. So again, showing you your options for the table topic section. You have A, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I will go for A.
So let's have your topic on the screen. That's your topic. Our present thoughts determine our future. Toastmaster Amrish.
Good evening, everyone. I have heard once that if you don't want to do something after 3 years, stop doing today. If you don't stop today, you will continue doing that for your life. So, if you want to do something different or anything for your life or any achievement you want to get, you must think today, not like I will think about it after 5 months or 2 months, or like in this situation, like we are facing this coronavirus. We'll think about when corona will uh, corona will be moved out. It is better to think now and implement whenever you get the chance, whenever you get the time. So start thinking from today. Don't wait for the proper moment, because there is no proper moment one can say. There is no more type of thing. If you want to do something, this is the right time. Today is the right time to start, do anything. Just plan your future, whatever you want to do in your life. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrish. So definitely today is the right time for you to volunteer for this table topic session. Once again, urging all the speakers to kindly volunteer yourself. Ayush is requesting others to volunteer. I would request Ayush to come forward and then take the table topic.
Okay.
Right? Okay, Ayush,
Sure.
I'll display your options now. So now you're left with CD 1, 2, 3, 4.
D.
D you said, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go for the option D, and On the screen is your topic. Educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. Toastmaster Ayush.
Have you seen people on the streets looking for look on the streets waiting for someone to give them food? As we walk on the streets in India, we see a lot of people who don't have food. And in other case, in India, in the past 20 years, have grown tremendously. The income in the hands of people has grown tremendously. But at the same time, people, the people who are in the below poverty line is all it's diminishing, but it's not diminishing by that rate. So even if we are having income because education has been spread all around, we are earning income, but we don't have a heart to spend on the people who require our help. We don't spend on the for the social cause. We are going willing to spend for the next iPhone. We are willing to spend for the next laptop, Apple MacBooks, but we are not willing to spend on the social cause. Education is okay, is a good thing for educating the mind is good, but we need to be good with the heart as well. It takes a gallant effort to take out the money from every month from your money from your bank account for these social causes, and for once during a month to not think about yourself, rather think about those poor people who will get benefit from that money. By saving a certain amount of money today, you will be it will be benefit for them, it will be a huge benefit for them. So sometimes I believe that even after we have been educated so much, I believe that being good at the heart and understanding what is the problem of the other people will change the way you look at life. And I believe that if a person is not good from the heart, he won't be good from the mind as well. So thank you very much. That's
Thank
it
you,
from my side.
Toastmaster Ayush. We definitely love your word of the day, Gallant, and also love your effort in the session speech today. I would, okay, Toastmaster Ankita has nominated herself. So I would like you to come on screen and unmute yourself, Toastmaster Ankita.
Yeah, please
Yeah,
pardon me for not switching
okay.
on the camera, but
Right, that's completely all right with us. So I am giving you the options. I think D was taken, my mistake. So let's remove D. Okay, so your options are C, 1, 2, 3, 4.
I would go for 2.
So, so there is your screen topic on the screen. Only the dead have seen the end of the war. Toastmaster Ankita, only the dead have seen the end of the war.
Only the dead have seen the end of the war. So this is a quote from Plato, I believe. As the saying goes, only the dead have seen the end of the war. It means that if someone participates till the end and is dead fighting, then only he has seen what lies at the end. So, what lies at the end is you have to follow, you have to complete the path, and then see what the results are. So, that being said, I would say do not skip or do not stop in between, even if it is a warlike condition, even if it is something very dreadful, it is haunting, it is difficult. However, it is, we should always strive, always try to go to the end to see the result. Either we win, that is here being said as death. You can either be a winner or a loser. You can die, or you can definitely get some uh, learning from it. You'll definitely grow as a person. And this will definitely give some kind of experience of a lifetime. So get to the end of the path, follow the end of the war, and then see if it's a victory or it's a death. Do not quit. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ankita. We definitely appreciate you for coming forward and definitely love your take on the topic. Is there any more volunteer left? Should I take one more Toastmaster of the day? Do we have time for one or two more? Okay,
We can.
right. So we have Toastmaster Sheetal who have nominated himself. So on your screen, your options for today. C134.
C3.
You said 3, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's your option. A winner is a dreamer who never gives up. Toastmaster Sheetal.
Thank you, Table Topic Master, for such a lovely topic. How many times have you daydreamed? And how many times you had the courage to live that dream? We are all dreamers, my dear friends. We all have dreams at our hearts. But when that gets into our minds, that is when the journey starts. Today, I'll tell you a story about myself, as is the theme of the day, or as is the theme of life. Sometimes things happen which you don't think, but that gives you opportunity to do certain things which you always had dreamt of. 5 years back, there was a day when I had to leave my job due to my personal reasons. That day, I had an option of joining a same segment industry in Kolkata or to leave my dreams. The dreams that I had deep in my heart, but never tried chasing them. And my dear friends, if you have the real gut and grit and you follow your dreams, dreams are nothing but your manifestation of difficult activities you want to take. We all know that dreams are not something which are not reality. They are reality, but it just requires your hard work. Someday, somewhere, 20, 25, 30 years back, a mad person was thinking. I'm calling him a mad person because every dreamer was once considered a mad person. I'm talking about Elon Musk. He was talking about space satellite. He was talking about driverless car. He was talking about electrical vehicles, and he had no basic knowledge about these things, but he had a tendency to live his dreams. My dear friends, every one of us have dreams. It's just the gut and greeds and not to give up that helps us live us our dreams. So every time you are pushed back, you are pushed hard not to live your dreams, just go into your subconscious mind and say what brings you real happiness, and those are those little dreams. Leave them. I can tell you those journeys are fascinating and entertaining and fulfilling. What do you say, Table Topic Master of the Day?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sheetal. We definitely love your take on each table topic session. This was no different. Definitely, we love dreaming and then we live our dreams. The next volunteer we have is Toastmaster Sumit. I'll take, oh, yeah, Toastmaster Sumit. Can we see you on screen? Yeah. So that's your options C, 1, and 4.
So I will go with 1.
So that's your topic. If you are the smartest person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. Toastmaster Sumit.
Good evening, everyone. If you are the smartest person in the room, you are in the wrong room. It simply means if you have become first in something, then you have to move on from that. You can't take it for granted that you will remain first in everything. There are so many aspects in life that you have to master. Let us take my example. I have never been a fan of sports. Since my childhood, I have been more focused on my academics part. I was a bright student in my in class 10th and class 12th, but I was a pure failure in sports. In every race, my only competition is with one of my friend, and we both decided who is going to be last and who is going to be second last. But after this, I decided to improve myself. What I did, I chose one of the things that I liked. I played badminton. I played badminton because that is what I liked. Many people of my age used to play cricket, but I liked badminton. I practiced a lot. And in my class 12, I played for my house. Even at that time, playing for my house was such a big thing for me. Because for someone like me who had never been associated with sports in any sort, then and playing for my house team, it was an amazing feeling for me. Even though I did not won, but yeah, participation is more than winning. That's what we have all learned, right? So yeah, there are a lot of things you can improve. If you have improved something, then on next and take another challenge, make improvement in that, and perform the same in the upcoming experiments of your life. That's all, and thank you for the topic.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sumit. Thank you for giving us a sneak peek in your life in form of this table topic speech. Last but not the least, there's no volunteer left. I would like to request our president, Toastmaster Krish, to come up on the digital podium and take up
Yes, why not?
this table.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, options for you, only C and 4, Toastmaster Krish.
Okay, since C4 is an explosive, so to diffuse it, I will take out maybe 4. I'll
Okay.
take option 4.
Okay, so on the screen, your topic for this session. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. The only true wisdom is in knowing you know nothing. Toastmaster Krish, here you go.
Very true words. Very true words when someone says, you know something when you start realizing you know nothing. There is so much news around the world. There are so many philosophies around the world, which is impossible for any one person to say that I know everything. So if there is a possibility that there is something you believe in based on facts that you know to be true, but given the fact that you don't know everything, that could be a fact that could negate what you know. In turn, that would negate the fact that you believe in. And that is how you confuse people when you know nothing. Without knowing anything, if you can speak, then everybody will eventually know that this person knows nothing. I'm giving an example of myself here. In the 1 minute which I spoke, my ramblings was of a person who doesn't know what to say, but he continues speaking, and he knows that from this attempt, probably he learns something. Because one thing which I know for sure is I know next to nothing. Madam Table Topic Master.
Thank you, Toastmaster Krish, for making me believe that I know nothing, but that is okay. We all know nothing. So thank you all the volunteers. It takes gallant effort to come forward for a table topic section, and also when the topics are from world's famous philosophers, to give your take on those quotes does take gallant effort. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Keep the applaud going on for this gallant performance by our table topic master, Toastmaster Shardha Lama. So today, ladies and gentlemen, if you all have noticed, till now, either a prepared speech session or table topic master, we all have women participant. So I can recall the line, "Kabhi sabnam, kabhi sola, kabhi damani ban jati hai. हालात जिनको झुका न सके वो virtue toastmaster की नारियां कहलाती है." So what a gallant performance. So now we are running out of time, but shortly I'll talk about the second P, presences, where person believe that an event will affect all the area of our life. This is also not true. Normally, what people does is they stop communication whenever they are in problem. And your pain, just remember one thing, your pain is not going to reduce. That will remain. But remember, nothing is permanent in your life. So not your problems are. Whenever you are going through tough time, don't stop communication. Communicate. Or even it's our responsibility also, when your friend or family are in problem, don't hide away. Go and discuss with them. This is how we can end the second P. You can utilize the second P. I talk about the third P later, but now we will go to our third segment, that is the general evaluation segment, right? This is the segment I believe each and every Toastmasters used to wait to get the feedback, and after getting the feedback, you'll implement it, and that is where the real Toastmaster journey for public speaking will come in picture. So without waiting, let's bring the veteran general evaluator, or gallant general evaluator of the day, Toastmaster Anutosh.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh. Today, I am astonished that after a very long time, no, I think probably for the first time, after half a century meetings, I am finally in the VirtuoMasters Club for one of the meetings, thanks to the gallant VP Education as well, who has been pursuing me a lot. Nevertheless, let's start off with the speech evaluations, because as Toastmaster Rupesh rightly mentioned, that communication, we should continue communication irrespective of the times, irrespective of the purpose and everything. In that scenario, let's hear what the individual evaluators has to say and communicate to the respective speakers. And to start off with, let's hear it from Toastmaster Sheetal, who will be evaluating Toastmaster Ishika for her speech. Over to you, Toastmaster Sheetal.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and Toastmaster Ishita in particular. Ishita, are you a leader? Yes, you are a leader. And believe me, you are a true follower as well. You don't need to separate a follower and a leader. You can be both, because a follower can be an intrinsic leader. The best thing about leadership is that everyone brings something different to the table. And you, my dear friend, brought something really different to the table. And I was in awe of what I heard, saw, and felt. So I'll be giving you many commendations and few recommendations to make your speech better. Let me start with my commendations. The first thing, you started with a quote, and that's where you got us hooked. One of the best ways to start a speech is to start it with a quote, and that we should all learn how to start a good speech with a very good quote that relates to the objectives of the speech. The second thing that you did well was your body language. You were there at the screen with your perfect hand movements, body movements. That was an integral part of your speech and worked well for me. And the third most important thing that I liked was you met your speech objectives completely. You brought out the leadership qualities that you had by always admitting that you were not leader, but in that way you were always saying that you were a leader. That was a underlying statement that you were a leader every time you are saying that you are not a leader. That is how it worked for me. And the fourth thing that I liked was the use of language you had. You had a very colorful language and you used it completely to make your speech much more effective. Having said that, you are a leader. a very good leader, a very good club leader, but you know what? You can make a very good district leader. For that, you need to polish your leadership skill. That happens with our leadership, but that happens to our speeches as well. This was a great speech, but there are few recommendations that will make this a perfect speech, or rather near perfect speech. Here comes my recommendation. The first thing that I observed was your background light. When you were giving your speech, there was a bulb right in front of your back, right in back of your head, that was obstructing your presence on the camera. So you could have been mindful of that. The first thing that I observed was that. The second thing is your screen usage, stage usage. You were focused only on the middle part of the camera. Having known you as a veteran speaker, I would have loved if you would have used the camera positioning, you would have used the stage very well. You could have easily done that, because that was a fabulous story of yours. And the third thing is that you have talked about your leadership skill as a democratic leader, but I really wanted to know about the other styles of leadership, so that other people would have understood that what kind of leadership could you bring to the table. Having said that, you had a great opening, great language, objectives were met, and you were very good in your composition. And just that you could improve your stage usage, your background, and your more about other leadership styles, I think you would be a great speaker every time you come in. Kudos to you. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shita, for that wonderful 360-degree view. And to sum it up, you provided all the important points for the speech of Toastmaster Ishika. I have only one recommendation as of now. I think I heard the name as Ishita. When
it was Isita, wrongly misspelled. Isika, it was Isika.
Yes.
Misspelled it.
So no worries, just that one thing. But apart from that, I love the way how you started off with the commendations, and then you had the recommendations, and you finally had the summation as well of all the points. You were fast and you provided all the details to her. That is nice. So with this, we will move to the second evaluator, who will be Toastmaster Amrish, and he will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Shilpa. Over to you, Toastmaster Amrish.
Change is constant, and we have seen the change in Toastmaster Shilpa in last 11 months. Good evening, General Evaluator, my fellow Toastmasters, and Shilpa in particular. She has started the speech with a smile, reminding us to our old days when we were also eager to see Shaktiman, Mahabharat, Chitrahar, Rangoli, and everything. And also the dinner time when our ladies of the family ask us to wait for next 15 minutes or 20 minutes. She has tried to connect each and every audience by reminding us to our back days. She has also done the proper research when she talked about the sale figure, content, age group, time taken by each viewer. I think she has completed the objective of the speech by doing the proper research in this area. She has also emphasized the loss of touch of family get together and everything by the use of OTT, the way we are using. But with this point, if she can use something, how the OTT make everyone's health impact, like people are giving more time on OTT, reducing their exercise time, and more focused on, like our G has told that he is watching a series for last 20 days in a very interesting way. She can refer that the people are watching a series like anything. So that also impacts their life, their day routine and everything. If Shilpa, if you have given the source of the data from where you have collected the data, it will also improve the quality of your research. And we also come to know from where you have get all this information. And if you have tried to put the impact of Corona, due to that the use of OTT or social media has increased in last 1 year, it will also a great help for listeners to understand why the use of social media and OTT has increased. And since this is a very common topic, you can also say that I also used to give this much time on the social media, or like I'm also giving this much time for watching movies over the phone, or it will also bring your personal touch to this. So Silpa, if you had a proper research, you have a proper audience connect, but if you have used more research to find the impact of Corona, and if you have provided a source, it can be a better speech. And I wish you all the best for the next speeches. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Amrish, for that wonderful points overall. And I loved the way how you mentioned all the commendations, though there were a few, but the recommendation points you mentioned brilliantly, exactly what was required from the speeches. I hope that Toastmaster Shilpa finds them useful, and hopefully will implement them again in the next speech as per the different projects that she works upon. Now, moving forward with Toastmaster Amrish, I have a few points from my side. So when I initially started off giving my evaluations for different speeches, I used to find myself overwhelmed with data. There were so many things that I wanted to say, and then there were quite a few points in which I had to let the speaker understand, like, these are the different areas in which the speaker could have improved, and this is how these things could have been done. But time is definitely of the essence, and especially in the Toastmaster meetings, we have to focus on that as well. So normally, after quite a few hurdles, what I finally understood is enough is enough. So I cannot like go on with multiple points and blabber everything. Means from my side, it was blabbering, definitely not from your side. And I still remember in one of the meetings, I took about 8 minutes or so to complete one evaluation, that of Toastmaster Ishika. So it was a very hard day for me after that evaluation, because I perfectly knew what I shouldn't have done. So the learning from that was, even if I have 4 or 5 recommendations, I will stick to a maximum of 2 to 3. That's it. I will specifically mention the how, what could have been done well, how it could have been done in a better way, and that is it. And at the end, I should have some 30 seconds or maybe 20 seconds of time to quickly summarize it. Now, how do I practice that? To practice, what I shall do is, after the prepared speech section is over and before the evaluation section starts off, I will keep a little bit of time and practice 1 or 2 times what I need to say. So once you start practicing those kind of things, you will definitely find yourself in a better place on what to say exactly in a meeting as the evaluation. And this comes by practice, totally by practice. Even currently, like, I have given an evaluation recently about 1 week back, and that too after 3-4 months. When I gave that evaluation the past week, I was all over the place. I was literally shattering. So one thing I found, that no matter what, how much veteran Toastmaster Rupesh has been showering his positive notes on me, but still I know that to become a veteran, we also need to have practice. And without practice, we won't be anywhere. So whatever you did today, it was wonderful, and I definitely want to see you more practicing all these things, so that one time you will find a proper way to do the evaluation with everything in place, with the right commendations, the right number of recommendations, and at the end, a good summary. And definitely that day is not far. Thank you, Toastmaster Amrish. Looking forward to hear from you again. With that, we will move to the last evaluator of today's meeting, the last individual evaluator, and that will be Toastmaster Kshitij, who will be evaluating the speech of Toastmaster Manisha, the icebreaker speech given by her. Over to you, Toastmaster Kshitij.
Once again, a very good evening, fellow Toastmasters, distinguished guests, and especially Toastmaster Manisha. What an exemplary speech! Congratulations to you on completing your first project, which is the icebreaker. When I got to know your speech title, which is Dream It to Live It, I was kind of very much eager to know how you are going to connect it with your speech content. And to be very honest, you have done it exceptionally well. So kudos to you for that. You also followed the stand and deliver convention. So it is also worth a praise. You implemented the basic structure of a speech, which is the construction, the body, and the conclusion. So that's also a great thing. And as an icebreaker speaker, you didn't use any notes while giving your speech. So a great thing for that too. Your hand gestures were very much effective, and you seemed extremely confident while giving your speech as a first time speaker. So great deal done by you for that. Now, let's talk about some recommendations that will help you take your speech on another level. The first thing being your eye contact. Toastmaster Manisha, while you were giving your speech for a particular span of time, like periodically, you were seeing sidewise. So that kind of breaks the concentration of the audience that is listening to you when you are on the spotlight. So please work on that. The second thing is the pauses between the sentences. It will allow the audience to think like what they would do in that situation. So do work on that too. And the third thing that I found in your speech that could have been much better is the conclusion, a gallant conclusion. You could have concluded with a strong message, with a personal example that made it possible to live what you dreamt. So overall, you started with your childhood story, talked about your family, your gallant efforts to compete for CA, and then cracking it, how you became an independent woman, and ended talking about the importance of hobbies. But it seemed it was an abrupt conclusion. So work on that. Overall, it was a fantastic speech, and it was so good to listen to you. I believe me, for me, the best example of this sentence, dream it to live it, is you. All the very best for your future. And over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kshitij. Well, I must say that this is the first time that you are evaluating someone, and I myself was quite a bit nervous as to how it will pan out. And I am glad that I heard this speech, this evaluation speech from you, because it really was far better than how I did it when I first evaluated someone. So kudos to you. Coming to Toastmaster, first I will give a little bit of updates to Toastmaster Manisha. Toastmaster Manisha, I must say that overall, when I was hearing your speech, I generally love the icebreaker speeches, because these icebreaker speeches are definitely the mirrors of a personal, of any person, because it shows the true light of what that person has been going through in her life and what she is thinking of about the future, or the overall personality as well. And it was great to know that you mentioned many things about your life. Even you mentioned that you don't have a specific hobby which you are currently trying to find out. You are working on it. So definitely there were quite a lot of positives, and I will like to have today's speech end on a positive as well. So I have no recommendations from my side. Definitely over a period of time, you will find that there will be a lot of improvements coming up upon. So we will work on it together. When I'm saying we, it means not only you and I, but the whole VirtuoMasters Club will be there with you. And definitely you will see moving along, and you will be one of the better orators than you have been today. So kudos to you for starting your Toastmasters journey with this first project, and definitely we will see more speeches from you. Now, coming to Toastmaster Kshitij. Well, as I mentioned, you had all the points. You had three recommendations, and you brilliantly sum it up. At the end, you also mentioned the reason why this speech was special for you. This is something an add-on, just like cherry on top of the cake or the icing on the cake, that kind of a thing. So literally, it's a brilliant ploy, especially for evaluations. And for any aspiring evaluator, this is something we should definitely look forward to. With these cherries, I must say, in the middle, there was a fine gap, or maybe a couple of cracks more. So let me fill up those cracks for you. First and foremost, if I am sitting upright and if I put my hand like this, I can only move it like this. But overall, I feel that these movements, these hand movements are not freely done from my side. What happens is, with this restriction, somewhere or the other, my mind also gets restricted, and the thoughts, the articulative thoughts that I should have in a public speaking mode, that also gets restricted. So what I shall suggest is, you have kept your mobile or any device through which we are able to view your screen. Keep it as it is. That is perfectly. But when it comes to the hand movements, let's try to keep it in a free mode. So right now, how your right hand looks like attached to the table, if possible, I will try to remove the hand and sit upright and try to move my hands as freely as possible. You will find that when you speak, your words will flow in a better way, and you will definitely be in a better place. And second, and the last point from my side will be, in any evaluation, I try to follow one important thing. The recommendations part, in the recommendations part, I omit the word you from my evaluation as much as possible. I always try that. Not every day is a successful one, but that is what I strive for. And I will also request you and all the other evaluators to follow this, because evaluation, especially in the recommendation part, it means like I felt, I believe, because it is ultimately our opinion and definitely not a fact, which is what the speaker has been doing, because we want to improve the speaker by giving recommendations. So let's ensure that we omit the word you or your from the recommendation part and focus on what I felt, what I believed, or what I thought. So with this, definitely we will grow. And thank you so much for all these evaluations by all the gallant individual evaluators. Now, we will quickly move upon to the overall meeting. Yes, Toastmaster Vishal played the role of Sanjata Dams brilliantly. She started off at 4:01, which was just a minute late, and I know the reason that we were waiting for a couple of Toastmasters to join in at the very end, so that is perfectly fine. And you did everything perfect to the T. So no recommendations from my side. Moving ahead to Toastmaster Krish, who was the president of today's meeting, and definitely, well, I am always in awe of Toastmaster Krish, mainly because how Krish has a synonym of quality written all over his face. So definitely, I love that part, and there is always something to look for from your speeches. So thank you, Toastmaster Krish, for your enlightening moment from the speech of yours, or from the presidential speech. And you did the introduction of the guests, you did the introduction of the TOMD well, and then came the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh. You were again as brilliant as you ever are. I am so glad that after a long period of time, I am able to hear your voice, your performance over here. I definitely have nothing actually to recommend, because you definitely are yourself a veteran Toastmaster, and we have always something to learn from. Today, it was a learning from that book, Option B by Sheryl Sandberg, and I am so glad that I was able to be part of this meeting. Thank you, Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh. Moving ahead with Toastmaster Shraddha for her Table Topics Master role, and for that one, I must say that you also highlighted all the points brilliantly. Everything that is expected from a Table Topics Master role, you did perfectly. Why the Table Topics is important in our lives, the timing part, the reiteration of the word of the day, and what the guests can have a privilege. All these points you mentioned it rightly. I have two recommendations for you as well. One is that the quotes that were really quite long, means my hands are, while writing it down, my hands were definitely not moving as fast, and definitely I can understand all the speakers would have some tough times remembering all those quotes in full. So it is a wise idea to have a quote or any sentence like a maximum of or something between 5 to 8 words. That will be good enough for a table topics topic. And second thing is that normally in any table topics, what we do is we mention the name, the speaker name, topic name, speech name. That is how we prepare ourselves in each meeting to confront the table topics contest. That is how we get prepared. So I will say something like, Toastmaster Shraddha, life is all beautiful because of how it is today. Life is all beautiful because of what it is today. Toastmaster Shraddha. Something like this. Okay. I must say that whatever you did today, it was definitely because you also had one more brilliant thing. After each and every speech, you were somehow putting the transition beautifully. And this is something I also found out in Toastmaster Rupesh's strategy as well, in his Toastmaster of the day. Both of you were brilliant in that transition. Thank you so much. A big round of applause for these two major role players. Finally, no, not finally, there are still two more things. Quickly, can I have the reports from my team? To go off with, first the timer report from Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you, General Evaluator. It was indeed an amazing session, an amazing learning. Let me share my screen first, just a second. So for a prepared speech section, Toastmaster Ishika took 7 minutes 10 seconds, Toastmaster Shilpa took 6 minutes 11 seconds, Toastmaster Manisha took 5 minutes 50 seconds. And for table topic section, Toastmaster Shitish took 1 minute, Toastmaster Amrish took 1 minute 10 seconds, Toastmaster Ayush took 2 minutes, Toastmaster Ankita took 2 minutes 5 seconds, Toastmaster Sheetal took 2 minutes 8 seconds, Toastmaster Sumit took 2 minutes 1 second. and Toastmaster Krishnesh took 1 minute 45 seconds. And for evaluation section, Toastmaster Sheetal took 3 minute 29 seconds, Toastmaster Amrish took 3 minutes 28 seconds, Toastmaster Shitish took 2 minutes 45 seconds. And for other auxiliary role players, Sa took 1 minute 55 seconds, Toastmaster Krishnesh as president took 4 minutes 10 seconds, Table Topic Master Toastmaster Shraddha took 6 minutes 25 seconds, TMOD of TMOD took Toastmaster Rupesh took 23 minutes 11 seconds, Toastmaster Anushtosh took 24 minute 1 seconds, and Toastmaster Sumit took 49 seconds, Toastmaster Vishal took 49 seconds, Toastmaster Ayush took 1 minute 24 seconds. Thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator.
You are muted, Arithos. Please unmute.
Yes. When Toastmaster Vishal said that I took 24 minutes, somehow the machine didn't like, and the machine went all berserk and got hanged. Anyways, thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal, for that wonderful display of the time. Definitely, it was quite helpful to listen, to see all those times on the dashboard. Wonderfully done. I have one recommendation for you overall. That is, if possible, timing cards. It will be great if they can be shown constantly. Otherwise, at certain times when the timer cards are shown, all of a sudden the speaker sometimes gets distracted. So to avoid that distraction, we always should strive to show the timing cards always right from the white screen or the gray screen until to the red screen. That is how in the contests also we do in general. Apart from that, nothing else for now. You did wonderfully. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal. Moving ahead to the accountants report by Toastmaster Sumit. Please help me welcome him to hear all about this report.
Good evening, everyone. So most of the speakers were flawless. Toastmaster Rupesh was flawless. Toastmaster Andesh was flawless. Toastmaster Vishal was flawless. Toastmaster Ayush had few hours and 2 repetitions in his table topic. Toastmaster Sheetal has 1 hour. Toastmaster Rishika has 1 hour. Toastmaster Amrish has 2 hours and 1 in his evaluation. Toastmaster Shilpa has 1 hour and 1 Toastmaster Kshitij has 2 hours and 1 so. Toastmaster Manisha has a few hours and that's it. Toastmaster Shraddha has few hours and 1 basically. Toastmaster Krish was flawless. Toastmaster Ankita has 1 hour and yeah, I had few hours and 2 repetitions.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sumit. Yes, I have no recommendations for you, and indeed it was a very nice and crisp report from your side, even in the beginning as well, when you shared your responsibilities. So definitely worth hearing from you again. Thank you. Moving ahead with the last but not the least team member from my team, that will be the grammarian report from Toastmaster Ayush. Over to you, Toastmaster Ayush.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Dear Toastmasters and dear guests, it was a pleasure listening to all the speeches, and I kept a note of the good use of English. They were, it's the gut and grit which helps us achieve our dream. And another would be, what an exemplary speech. There was a bad use of English as well. I was progressing, could have been, I was showing progress. They did it very notably, could have been ingeniously. That's a shocker, could have been jaw dropping or dumbfounding. A pure failure in sports could have been, I was a bummer in sports. The word of the day was used 23 times by all the speakers. TMOD Dr. Rupesh used it 8 times. General Evaluator Anutosh used it 4 times. Cheetalji used it once. Chitich used it 2 times. Shraddha Lama used it 7 times. And I used it 1 time. So yeah, that's the report from my end. Thank you, General Evaluator.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ayush, for that crisp and nice report. And I love the idea how you mentioned all the points in the CRC method over here as well. So definitely great hearing from you and looking forward to hearing from you again. Well, coming back to my final part related to the feedback of each of the table topic speakers, well, I will not spend time over here right now. What I will do is I will connect with each of the table topic speakers personally and will give them the feedback due to the paucity of time. And with this, I finally hand it over again to Toastmaster Rupesh to take the meeting forward, and thank you a lot for this wonderful meeting. Over to you, Toastmaster Rupesh.
Again, keep the applaud going for a gallant review report for all the Toastmasters. So we are running short of time, but I'll just take a few seconds to explain the last P, that is preeminence. In the book, Thrill was sharing the story when she joined the first company for her first job. I don't know how many are there who are in 90s. That time there was a spreadsheet called Lotus 123. And that time her boss came and given some tasks to do in Lotus 123, and she was not aware at all. When she's told, I don't know, her boss shouted, I don't know how you got this job. It's terrible. She thought she is going to lose her job, and while returning, she thought she is terrible at everything. But that time she was wrong. Currently, she is COO of Facebook. That means she was terrible at Lotus 123 spreadsheet only. Ladies and gentlemen, thing is, these are the things will come in your life, our life also. So we should not blame ourselves. I think everything will remain same because of the one incident. If you have pain your little finger, that doesn't mean your whole hand is not working. Think about that. Fine, you can be terrible at one thing, but rest other things which will make path for you. So ladies and gentlemen, that's it from my side. Now we are moving towards the closer. Now I'll welcome our gallant President, Toastmaster Krishna Nayak, in the podium for the closing remark.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the day, Dr. Rupesh Singh. It was a really good one, especially the options which you talked about, the 3 Ps. I'm very happy I was a part of this meeting today. Thank you very much. I really loved all the speakers who came up on stage, and especially thank you, Toastmaster Ishika and Toastmaster Anutosh, for being at a club and sharing your knowledge with us. I'm sure there are many of us here who hope to take back something after hearing you speak. So thank you very much. And can we please take this opportunity to switch on our video cam so that we can have a screen grab for our minutes of meeting. I have logged in through phone, so I can see only 4 people. So Shraddha, if you could please do the honors. Excellent. Let me know when my eyes are not closed.
I think done, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. People, have you voted also? The voting link is in the chat box. Please vote for your best role players. And while we are getting that done, I would also like to say that please take time off to get into the scheduler, book your slots, and just like, and it doesn't matter when you start, but do start. Manisha, it was a wonderful evening for you, especially. I hope it's memorable, and I'm sure all the speeches you give after this you will get better every iteration. So excellently done. I am eager to hear your next speech. Kshitij, no one will say that this was your first evaluation. Excellently done. I'm really happy about it. And who else do we have? Shraddha, absolutely good. I'm sure your mentor is very proud. Me? Okay. That's me. I'm a mentor. Thank you. You did really well with our table topic master. Good. Shilpa, I was really hoping you would stand and give, but I'm sure you have your challenges at home. You made your best, but fantastic.
Actually, I have
Well,
to share my screen now, so I
understood.
couldn't.
Understood. I realized something or the other like that. But good one. OTT is always something nice to hear. Sumit has already left. Yes, can I please? I'm really glad, Toastmaster Ankita, you stayed back till the end. If I could hear a few words about how you felt in this meeting today. I know you are a regular here. Most regulars become our members. I'm not implying anything, but if you can take the hint. Toastmaster Ankita, if you're there. Okay, so let me declare the results. So we have in category 1 between Toastmaster of the Day, Table Topic Master, and G. The winner is, what can we say about him? When he speaks, we know who it is. Toastmaster Dr. Rupesh Singh. Congratulations. And in category 2, there is a tie between the timer and the grammarian. Toastmaster Vishal and Toastmaster Ayush, congratulations. Oh, I think there was a last minute vote and that tie was broken, but I will not consider it because I've already declared the results. And in the prepared speaker section, it is none other than our Toastmaster Ishika, who decided to visit us. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ishika, for being with us and telling us how to get it done. Your leadership speech really will help our new members to also follow that path and give a good speech. That's good. That being said, let me conclude by ending this meeting officially. Thank you very much. And that's it. We have a hammer. Bang. Meeting ends officially. I'm pausing recording and now we can get back to our Adda session. Let me check chat. Where is the results for table topic speaker? I'm waiting. Toastmaster Vishal, table topic speaker. Tick, tick 1, tick, tick 2. My vote went for Toastmaster Kshitij. Let's see who the winner is. Toastmaster Vishal. It should be in one form. Who was the second then? I refuse to. Okay. So table topics winner was apparently Toastmaster Chris, me. I refuse to accept that. Thank you very much. You guys are very, very kind. I will judge you based on your judgment and your vote. If you guys are going to vote, then God save the country. Our best evaluator is Toastmaster Kshitij. Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you, Toastmaster Kshitij. Fantastic. Give your congratulations to your mentor too. Excellent. Now we can pause our recording and start our Adda session.